Let me just double check. Okay, I think we're live. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. And I hope you're all having a really good day. I hope everyone's recovering okay from Super Bowl Sunday yesterday. Um, for those of you who are new to the group, who are just kind of joining in the community, I'll just do a little introduction for myself. I'm Sean Arsenault. I'm a visibility coach and a business mentor for heart aligned coaches and healers. And in this space, we talk all things tech. So, in my practice, I have a private membership where I support other coaches in utilizing different platforms of technology to really systematize and streamline operations in their business. And every now and then, I like to do interviews with my current members just to kind of get an idea of where their business is at, how the membership has been helping them grow and scale. And so today I'm here doing just that with my good friend Jenn Maul. I'm so excited to have you here, Jenn. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Excited to be here.
Yeah. Well, so Jenn is a fellow nurse coach for those of you in the group who are nurse coaches. And yeah, I'd love to know a little bit more, Jenn, for you about like where you were before you
Mhm.
joined Tech Mastery for Coaches and what prompted you to join the community? What prompted you to kind of,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
thank you. So I've been a nurse coach for just about a year now. It's this year has just
Yeah.
flown by. But it's been exciting because I feel like I finally got a good foundation under me. And, I'm actually naturally a very techie person. So
Yeah.
I get things very quickly and easily. But what kind of prompted me to join was that there's so many little things that felt like it was too much to like take the mental energy when I'm already trying to like learn how to be a coach. I work full
Yeah.
time. I'm a mom, like all of these things. And it was like, I just want somebody to tell me what to do. And that's where
Yes.
you came in, Sean. I was like, oh, she's done everything for me. I just need to watch this video or follow this little mini course. And that was what kind of hooked me. And honestly, was your Practice Better mini course. And I was like,
Yeah.
this was amazing. So I literally just like step by step initially set up my Practice Better, and that was
Yeah.
all super helpful. And then it was like, okay, now I'm ready to take on more advanced things. And so
Yeah.
like setting up like a little mini free offer. Like I had a webinar coming up, and that was like I wanted to be able to streamline to get that out to people without me manually having to do a ton of work. So literally just
Mhm.
followed step by step your stuff and got that set up
Yeah.
through Practice Better because I didn't really want to buy something else or purchase another membership or whatever. So it was just trying to find how can I utilize the what I'm already paying for to do some of this work until I scale and get a little bit bigger, have some more income coming in. So
Yeah.
that's high level. What other questions do you have maybe
Yeah.
like to bring me down
Oh,
a little bit?
totally. Yeah, we can hone it in. But I love what you mentioned there of like this isn't just for the technologically like impaired. Like if
Yeah.
you don't know anything about tech, this is definitely for you. But also if you do, it just kind of helps because I feel like in the coaching space, particularly like in the online coaching space, there's
Mhm.
so much noise in terms of like what platforms to use and like the different ways of doing things. And the way that I've built this membership is specifically for coaches and mostly nurse coaches, but like if you're not a nurse coach you could also benefit from this, but like just kind of honing in on okay, what are the actual important things. Like I kind of looked at what most nurse coaches were already using, so Practice Better is one of them, and Canva and like all of these other things that like you're already probably using, but just learning how to optimize those things and yeah, just save you tons of hours of
Yes.
searching YouTube for things
Yes.
like this. Uh, what is there anything in particular, like a big win that you've had in your business since becoming a member? Like one thing in particular that really clicked besides the
Mm-hmm.
Practice Better mini course?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm
Yeah, a
curious
couple of
there.
things. So I mentioned the webinar, and so I got up to be able to set that up so it could automatically email out. So that was super
Mhm.
helpful. And then same for I had a workshop, and so to be able to set up like the reminders to go out and to be able to set up like the content and the follow-up surveys and all of that. So that was super helpful. And then recently, I discovered your Trello client tracking app.
Yes.
And I love Trello because I use it to track my podcast. But I
Yeah.
hadn't been using a lot of the features. And so I had recently upgraded anyways. And so it was great to be able to plop your template in there and to
Hmm.
be able to track the client pipeline. Like that has been so helpful. And it wasn't really something I was doing. I know it's something I should have been doing, but I wasn't. And so I felt very unorganized before.
Yeah.
And so now
Yeah.
I feel like I've got a better handle on like who I've reached out to. I like to put little notes in there, like you suggested. And then I put them in the different categories depending on, how I'm following up, or if I've got
Yeah.
put out a link to set up a call with me, or if I've actually got a discovery call session scheduled, or to just kind of follow them. So that to me, right, recently has been most valuable. And then also you had a Google sheet that included how to, tracking all of those numbers day by day. And then it funnels it into months and quarterly and yearly. And so
Hmm.
that just feels really, it's giving me a lot more organization to my day and time. So that I really
Mm.
appreciate.
Oh, I love that. It always makes me so like I'm a huge nerd when it comes to like organization and
Yeah,
like
I love it.
having systems for things. I love spreadsheets. My
Yes,
husband hates spreadsheets. Every time I talk about a new spreadsheet I've created, he like rolls his eyes. He's like, you're so weird.
I
But
love it.
yeah, I think at the very beginning of building a practice, that stuff doesn't really seem super important because like we're really just getting
Yeah,
out there connecting with people
yeah,
and like, putting ourselves out there. But there does come a point in time in your business where you're like, okay, I've connected with all these people and like I don't remember who anyone is and
yes,
like I don't know who to follow up with next and when to follow up with them again, like what on
yes,
earth. And so getting I think in this first year for you as you've started your practice, it's probably been helpful to have some of that now because I mean like
yes.
3 years from now that's probably going to be like a big part of the foundation
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And looking ahead, I'm cultivating a wonderful Facebook group for nurse coaches who are interested in hospital-based nurse coaching and wellness
Mhm.
programs. And so, and really trying to cultivate into that group and give, I have some free resources, but I've also had a workshop and I've got some other stuff coming down the pipe. But I really,
Mhm.
eventually want to do courses and
Yeah.
memberships, and you've got a lot of that work laid out in there, and then and also being a resource. So it's like I
Mhm.
know that right now it's serving me, and continue to grow foundationally in my practice, but also I'm, future projects I see as part of my
Yeah.
business. So that is super helpful to have that too. And I know there's so much stuff I haven't even gotten into in there. It's so
Yeah.
helpful.
Totally. I like that you mentioned that there's like other stuff apart from just private practice that this could
Yeah.
be really helpful for because that's actually something that I'm like incorporating. One of the things I love about this membership is like you guys tell me what to make and I'll make it. Like I
Yeah.
don't have to sit here and like come up with things. Um because you guys give me like a lot of content to work with
Hmm.
in terms of like hey we would really love content on this and like
Yeah.
you're not the first one who's like, I want to create my own membership or I want to
Yeah.
do courses or something like that. And so the workshop this month
Yeah.
is creating a membership and how to do that and like foundations of that. And so yeah, what I really like about it is you guys get to kind of drive the creative bus here. Like I have
Hmm.
ideas of what I think you guys might be needing, um but I think it's really powerful to have all of you in the membership basically come up with like okay this is what
Hmm.
I'm needing and like how can I either be a resource or how can we increase the confidence that you have as a member
Yeah.
to find the resources or find the information
Yeah.
for your business. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I've seen people post in there that I had no idea about. And I'm like, gosh, maybe I should go check on that for my side. And so it's been
Yeah.
good to like prompt me to like look a little more into in work, in the business, versus there's the coaching stuff. It's some of the back end technical stuff that
Yeah.
other people are struggling with, that it's kind of just brought some awareness for me to, if I come across this now, I know I have a resource. So that's helpful too.
Yeah. Yeah. And there are a lot of things too that I like never realized people didn't know how to do. And so
Mhm.
like I actually just recorded, I'm probably going to be uploading them this week. I recorded a series of videos on like organizing your email
Oh
and like
yeah.
how to
Yeah.
do that and sorting
Yeah.
things and like the process that I use that's been really helpful for me. And like I don't really even think about it. So I didn't even think to record a video on
Hmm.
that. And somebody asked inside of our private group about like tips and tricks that I have and I'm like, "Oh yeah, like I could literally just record myself going through the process today
Yeah.
and like offer that resource to you guys." So,
That's great.
Yeah, one of the things that stood out to me as you were talking was like there's still so much stuff that I haven't gotten
Mhm.
into.
Mhm.
And I asked this question to most of the members that I interview in here, but it's always interesting to see everybody's different answers. But how do you not get overwhelmed getting in there? Because there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
I
So,
did at first, and I kind of felt like, when you normally take a course, you kind of go through it like step by, and you just keep going down the modules. And then I kind of just paused and took a little break, and then I came back into it. I was like, I'm gonna kind of glance, and if something catches my eye, I'm gonna jump into that. Or if
yeah.
it's a particular topic, which is really what mainly I use, is like when there's a particular thing, I'm like, how in the heck do I do this? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
instead of having to figure it out myself and spend hours, I'm just going to go look to see if there's already a video for it and then or
Mm-hmm.
a module. And then if there is, then I'll watch that. And then I'll just literally pull it up side by side on my computer and and play the video and then do it on mine and then play the video and I just go back and forth. And then it's just so much easier than trying to figure it out myself from scratch. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
that's how I've been utilizing it. Maybe if I didn't have, I mean, I'm a nurse informaticist by background, and
Yeah.
I've always been a super geeky, techie nurse. And so
Yeah.
I do get things pretty quickly once I figure it out. But it's just the
Mm.
bandwidth, the emotional and energy bandwidth of already creating a business. It's like, it's just, I don't have to worry about that one more thing. I just go there, see if there's a
Yeah.
resource,
Yeah.
utilize that, and then go from there. And I can always tweak it for what works better for me if that's the case. But yeah,
Yeah.
helpful.
Yes, I love that. I think one of the biggest, it's interesting because one of the biggest like resistances for people in joining the membership is I don't have time. And then
Mm,
one of the biggest results that I see nurse coaches get after joining is, hey, I have so much more time. So it's so
yes.
interesting to hear like the perspectives there of like you already knowing that you have the confidence to kind of figure stuff out on your own
Yeah.
and like resourcing yourself where you can and
Yeah.
like allocating that energy to parts of your business that actually that like only you can allocate to, which is like connecting
Yes.
with people, being on coaching calls and like
Yes.
actually spending time in your business doing the things that only you know how to do. Yeah.
Correct. And I think that's been a huge learning curve for me this last year is that just because I can doesn't mean I have to.
Totally,
And
totally.
because I've always just been a go-to resource and even if I don't like it.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
that is what I'm like, I know I could figure this out,
Mhm.
but I don't have the time. And I don't necessarily even want to figure it out.
Yeah.
Some things I just want to be like, here you go. Other things I do really want to spend time and learning and growing in. And so this has been super helpful for me to just be like, great, use my resources.
Yeah, yeah. In the membership there's a lot of different aspects. So there's the live calls, there's the
Mm-hmm.
workshops, there's the videos. Like have you noticed there's the templates? I mean, whenever I think about how much is actually in there, how much you all have to navigate, um what is probably the most valuable piece of the membership for you? Like what do
Mm.
you find yourself gravitating to the most? And
A couple of things. I think definitely just having, you have it organized very well. And so again, if there's a particular topic I'm looking for, then I go down to that. Usually go down to
Mhm.
that section and then kind of scan based on the titles of the videos or resources that I see, and I'll pop in there. So that is really valuable. I love that you provided a lot of templates
Mhm.
and like editable templates, which is
Yeah.
very gracious of you. I hope people have the integrity not to share those outside the group, right? But
Right,
for
right.
me, I'm super grateful because I'm like, great, I can just save this on Google Drive or in Trello, and then I'll customize it for after I use it for a little bit, I'll customize it to the flow that works for me. So that
Yeah.
is so valuable. I haven't been able to do the workshops live because I still work technically full time in my hospital job. And,
Yeah.
uh, and so those are usually on days that I'm working. So I'll
Yeah.
catch replays, but, the co-working sessions, I've been attending most of those. And
Yeah.
nice because it's like, I really have been utilizing it for dedicated time, just to work on my business. And it has been
Totally.
great to just be held in that space where we're all just focus. And even though we're not really dialoguing or anything, it's just been great to have that dedicated time to
Mhm.
use.
Mhm. I really love the co-working sessions. I started adding that in this past year into the
Yeah.
membership and I've found that people really love that. And like I personally like accountability, like group accountability,
Yeah.
and I can get much more stuff done if
Yes.
I know that there are other humans like that are also kind of doing the same thing. It's like an
Yeah.
energetics thing, right?
It is for sure. For sure.
Yeah. So it's been so fun to just kind of like see how you guys use it, because I know everybody uses the membership differently. Is there anything you're really excited about moving forward as a member?
Mm.
Like anything that you're excited to see or want to see?
Yeah, the membership thing, I am really excited. I've got lots of ideas churning about some group coaching container, but also like a course in a combined membership with
Yeah.
like a group coaching thing too. So it's not really something I'm seeing done um in the way I'm envisioning it. So I'm excited to see the membership stuff that you put out for the group.
Yeah.
And then just kind of figuring out like how could I structure that moving forward with the topic around getting more in people who are interested in hospital-based nurse coaching. Because
Yeah.
most of us do go into private practice, and I do have a private practice, but my heart is really in hospital
Mm-hmm.
organizational wellness and like building up,
Yeah.
people within the organization to do this work. And so
Yeah.
I think we need a little bit of additional education and training and coaching support in that space. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of where I'm starting to shift. And so what could that look like for, immediate initial support and then ongoing support, because it takes
Yeah.
time to create roles in the hospital setting, a long
Yeah.
time. And so it's
Totally.
not just kind of a one and done thing. So I'm looking to explore what that might look like and leveraging the resources that you have too.
Yeah, that's so awesome. That's like also so needed too, because like I know for sure that yes, while many of the people inside of this group that we're streaming live to are in or thinking about private practice, but there's also a good handful of them that really want to bring coaching into the hospital, that really want to bring transformative
Mhm.
coaching into the healthcare setting.
Yeah.
It really needs it, man.
Yeah, it does really,
Like,
it is really needed. And so how can, I help cultivate that and
yeah.
a lot of people just they don't want to jump ship. They don't necessarily want to have their own business, but they want
Yeah,
to make a difference and they will, but maybe just need a little bit more guidance and support on that journey.
totally. Totally. Yeah, I think like I can think about like even if private practice wasn't an option for me, like I would want to do something like that, like
Hmm.
incorporate something into the healthcare system or at
Yeah.
least like create some kind of change, right? Because as
Yeah.
we all know, we're here for a specific reason. We're here because the current system isn't working and we're
Yeah.
all maybe rebels, but also
Yeah.
we're change makers. Like we want to
Yeah.
have like a really positive impact and be able to support all of our other fellow humans in healing. And so
Yeah.
I think it's awesome that you've created, a community for that, a space for that. Is there anything else that you'd like to share before we kind of wrap up, before we share what's
Yeah.
going on in your world? Anything else on your mind about the
Yeah, I
membership?
mean, if anybody's interested in the hospital-based coaching wellness program space, I've got a Facebook group. I can link it in the comments. But
Yeah.
it's called Hospital-Based Nurse Coaching and Wellness Programs. And inside that group, we've got free workshops and interviews. So there are several nurse coaches that are doing this work already, myself
Yeah.
included. And so I started a monthly interview series. So we have one coming up in a couple of weeks. I just did I'm calling it the Nurse Coach Collab. And it's just like it's a
Yeah.
live virtual space where we can just get together and chat and talk about what each other are doing, give each other, support and idea generation and things like that. The interview series is part of that. I'm going to be doing a how to create a wellness workshop coming up next month, so that'll be a free offering. And then I have some paid workshops in that group too. So love for everybody to join us. It's awesome to be around like-minded people, just like in this, your
Yeah.
community. And then in the broader nurse coaching community, it's always great to find like-minded humans that you're like,
Mhm.
oh, you get me. So.
Beautiful. Yeah, the link to that group will be in the comments section.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Jen, for being such an engaged member. I always love like just seeing what kind of things that you're creating. It's cool for me as the person who runs the membership because I get to see all of these little like, creative projects like come to life, and
Yeah,
it is it's really awesome. Like even though I'm not the one creating them, I feel like I've contributed in
you
some way, and
are.
so it's like
Yeah,
part of seeing a little bit of my work like ripple into the work that you guys
for
do. So it's really,
sure.
really beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, and then I forgot to
Awesome.
plug my podcast. I have a
Yeah,
podcast called
yeah. Go
Nurse
listen to her
Connect.
podcast. It's
Oh,
Nurse Connect,
sorry. Yeah, it's
right?
all about nurses and sharing stories. I will have Sean on someday. We'll get you on.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. It's on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. So thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Jen. I so appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
I
Appreciate
hope
you too.
everyone, yeah, I hope everyone has a beautiful Monday, and we'll see you next time. Come join the membership.
Bye.
I'll put the link to join in the comments too, okay? Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thanks.
All right.